chin zip tight. Little green dreams reaching up all night. Tap the cup, watch roots do work. Tiny leaf peeking out from the dirt. I'm hand on deck, I'm talking to the bud. Water by the ounce, give love, give good. Check that pH, keep it in the lane. No rush, look plant, I'm respecting the game. See that shine when the fan got flow. New growth smell like damn, let's go. I built this lane from a packet in a prayer. Not a whole room thick with that green air glare. Eyes low, but the vision clear. One more week and the harvest here. Clip that trim, let the top get stacked. We don't chase luck, we bring it back. The high life, roll up, ride, we live that.
What an amazing looking setup. We have two beautiful Blood Moon Gelato plants here from Seedsman, and it's amazing what a little bit of training and a little trellis net can do. Definitely helped out with the results of this one, even though we are still about 3 weeks away from harvest time of these two right here. And so far so good. We started out organic. We have essentially swapped over to a synthetic nutrient for the last couple of feedings here before we end up just watering them out and allowing them to get a nice fade on them. Beautiful. They did have a little bit of a deficiency problem, a little bit of a calcium, magnesium, the common CalMag issue. But I do believe that's due to my inconsistent watering that I was doing here. I have multiple setups, multiple locations, and this one ended up getting forgotten about for, I think, a couple of days, and then ended up being forgot about again for a couple of days. So we came back to some wilting, we watered. I knew it was going to be an issue. My stupid ass, I did it again, and we came right back to some more wilt, and I watered again. And sure enough, we ended up with a little bit of a CalMag issue. Very, very easy to fix. As you guys know, if you are involved in this at any length or capacity at this point. But if you're new, CalMag is very, very easy to implement into your usual setup. I usually just add CalMag, every other watering or every couple of waterings. Anyways, because I'm growing in cocoa coir and perlite, that usually helps mitigate that calcium magnesium issue to start with. But over time, the plants will consume, calcium and magnesium throughout the medium itself, and it can cause an issue if you're not adding that back in, or if the nutrients that you're, trying to feed your plants doesn't have adequate enough calcium or magnesium. Like I said, we still have about 3 more weeks of growing to do. They're not going to do any more growing vertically. Now they are just fattening up those nice colas here. It's pretty cool looking eye level at a nice sea of, looks like Christmas trees, looks like pine trees. It just looks like the top of a forest that you're looking at. It's very cool looking. Like I said, this is the 3x3 from Mars Hydro, and it's been working great. Like I said, I forget about this grow all the time, just for the sheer fact of it's off in the corner of my studio, and once it's sealed up, this thing maintains itself throughout basically the entirety of this growth cycle here. These were clones, so once I cloned them, it roughly was about the month and a half, 2 month period from cut to actually flipping it to flower, and then it goes for about 2 months. So from about 4 months from clone cut to actually harvesting your plants, this thing is going to and will maintain itself, except for the watering, which that was my own stupidity. I meant to put another wicking system like I have in all of my other setups in this one, but like I said, this is off in the back burner. I hardly ever think about it, and it just gets set off to the side. So whenever I do think about it, I am going to implement some kind of a automated watering system into this one as well. Now, I have something in mind that I think I'm going to pick up that's going to help out with that situation in the future, but we will get into that in future videos. These right here are just being hand fed. They're just being, or hand fed, hand watered. At this point, the feed is in the water, so they're being hand fed, but hand watering, just a typical normal watering. And it's been great so far, except for the two mishaps I had. They did run out of a little bit of nutrients and started showing signs of being depleted. So that's when I swapped over to my synthetic nutrients, basically making this a nice synganic run. There's nothing wrong with organic versus synthetic. There is nothing wrong. It breaks down to the same molecular compound. The plants don't know how you made it. The plants don't know if it's synthetic or organic. All it knows is it is this compound, boom, I need those. And it takes them. It doesn't care how it gets them. You know, the only person that cares is you. Do you care? Do you want your nutrients to be synthesized, made in a lab, you know, and synthetically made and just, you know, bioavailable to the plants already? Or do you want to break some, you know, you want your microorganisms inside of your grow medium to actually break down and do the work for you? Or do it organically? It just doesn't matter. The plant doesn't really care, and you shouldn't either. That's why I choose to do synganic runs majority of the time. I have done all synganic runs, and I like to mix it up, to be honest, myself. I like to do the more synganic run versus the 100% organic or the 100% synthetic. Now, if I'm growing hydroponically, sub-irrigated hydroponically, like my peppers in my garden over at my house, or like my outdoor grow, you know, my huge cannabis plants that are outside currently right now, those are sub-irrigated hydroponic setups. Those don't require any organic material at all or any organic nutrients. They get all of their feed sub-irrigated from underneath the plants, which is probably my preferred method, to be honest with you. But I do have a couple of things that I need to do to these two plants today in this video. I need to defoliate them, get a little bit of light penetration to go further down into the plant to help fatten up those buds, as well as do a little bit of lollipopping. Get rid of everything underneath that's not going to be of any use to us or that we don't want using the plant's energy. Right now, for the next couple of weeks here, to finish this out on the home stretch, we want these to focus more of their energy on swelling and fattening up those colas here. We don't want to save any of the larf, any of the underneath stuff that we're really not going to use. Or if we do, we like to put that into the trim pile in case we choose to do something with that, like make cookies or make some kind of butter, make some kind of edible material. That way, you know, we can get our dosage without having to actually smoke anything. You know, we can take them onto a picnic or take them out camping, take them out things like that, and enjoy them by the fire without having to disrupt everybody through the aroma that some people might not like.
Windows tape, foil on the glass, Ziploc stack, watching numbers stack, watching numbers stack, got a closet in the crib, that's the gold mine. Little hum from the fans on a slow grind. PH pen by the sink like a Sharpie. Trim tray, little shake on the carpet. It's a party, mason jars on the shelf like a trophy line. Every lid got a date and a funky sign. Hydro stole, know my name, gave me credit. Said you back again? Yeah, don't sweat it. Bitch, I'm in the grow room, don't disturb. Sticky on my fingers, that's my word. Turn a little seed to a whole damn world. I'ma water that shit, make it purr. West side, don't talk, we burn. Flip green, watch the ring get earned. Whole block, smother crop at the turn. If the boys roll up, that's your concern. Time a click, lights flip in the nighttime. Yellow glow through the crack, that's the lifeline. Two fans on the floor, keep the air right. Got a cheap little can for the red knife. When I'm gone, still watching my babies. Couple clones in the dome look crazy. Hand trim, I don't trust no stranger. Scissor stuck, that's a beautiful danger. Bitch, I'm in the grow room, don't disturb. Sticky in my fingers, that's my word. Turn a little seed to a whole damn world. I'ma water that shit, make it burn. West side, we don't talk, we burn. Flip green, watch the rink get earned. Whole block, smell the crop at the turn. If the boys roll up, that's your concern.
Well, I'm done with that. It's quite the strain on your back, especially reaching all the way in the back there. But we got it done. Looks good. That's going to help out a lot with these two plants right here. That's also going to bring the humidity down naturally due to less leaf material being able to transpire any water. Less leaf material, less humidity gets put into the air, so the humidity comes down naturally. Plus, we have everything else in here that maintains that. Which brings me to today's sponsor, Mars Hydro. Thanks to them for sponsoring this video and yet another grow series. You might not know this, but this August is Mars Hydro's 17-year anniversary. They've been in this grow game for a very long time, innovating products, keeping up with demand, keeping up with competitors, solving issues for home growers like you and me along the way. I've been using Mars Hydro products for a very long time, right along with some of my other ones. Their products have been getting better and better over time, and as you can see, they produce very, very well. They are very budget friendly, affordable, as well as efficient, so that you save yourself some money when it comes to your light bill or any electrical cost that you might endure from growing your own. And Mars Hydro has really been focusing on their smart control grow kits, such as this 3x3 setup right here. This is controlled entirely via the iControl system. It has the hub that controls everything, which can be controlled through the app. So you do not have to be home. You can Wi-Fi remotely control your entire grow or monitor it if that's what you like to do. This setup right here is very nice. It has the 3x3 tent, the very thick mylar with the light leak flaps. The oscillating fans are great. This also has the Mars Hydro FC3000, and one of their new key features is that 2-in-1 ventilation system. It's very nice, looks really good, very sleek, and it does the job perfectly. It takes the hassle out of having a carbon filter and an inline fan. It's just all built in one. All of these automated setups help me tremendously when it comes to time. So if you're interested in saving yourself some time, making your life a little bit easier, head over to marshydro.com, check out their 17-year anniversary. Use code STONED over there, save yourself a little bit more money while you're getting yourself some great gear. Shout out to them for sponsoring this video. Now that these are nice and defoliated, it's time to go under here, cut off any of the underneath growth that we're not going to be using, aka lollipop these two plants. Let me put you underneath the plants and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Coming down underneath the canopy, you can see all of this growth right here. None of this is going to be of any use to me, so we will be getting rid of it. Now I know you might be thinking, why get rid of it? It could be nah, I'm not using it. We don't like any very small larfy stuff. We get rid of it. So we're gonna go ahead and lollipop these two plants. Let me show you how I do it. I'm just gonna come through here, snip off anything. Even that.
Double cup tip, yeah. Double cup tip, ash on my jeans, green in my nails, money in between, yeah. Backyard jungle, 10-foot wall, blue tar roof on the plywood hall. Fans in the window hum like they mean it. Whole block smell loud, they still can't see it. 5-gallon buckets drip line steady. Little white roofs look thick, all heavy. Time on 12, then it flip to the dog. I'm posted in the glow shirt, off in the art. Scissors in the sink, sticky on the blade. My girl talk shit, say I smell like a grave, but she roll my trim, fat cone to the face, eyes half closed, still counting this paper. Hydro in the trunk. Hold down whip, smell skunk. If you ride with me, you gon' stink.
Well, I got those done. They're defoliated, they're lollipopped, they're taken care of for the next couple of days until I need to re-water them again with some fresh nutrients. I'm at home now, grabbing me something to eat, came outside to grab me a couple of peppers to go with my lunch here. If you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever I drop content. I have a lot of content, whether it be outdoor, indoor. I also have vegetable gardening, as well as outdoor stuff like camping and hiking. If you're interested in any of that, hit this video's description. Links for my other channels will be down there as well. You could also check out the links to anything else that I have going on, like my Patreon. I did put out a weekly update on my outdoor grow. If you're interested in any of that, you can go over and check it out, patreon.com/StoneBarrington. I also have STL files for 3D prints on things that I use, like this rain gutter grow system. This requires quite a few 3D printed parts that I implemented, and they all work great, and they're all available. So head over there. That link will also be in this video's description. So, thanks to Mars Hydro for sponsoring this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.